You know, sometimes I want a Hikikomori. If you know what Hikikomori is, basically just shut yourself in a room and just don't interact with people. Don't go out, nothing. Just stay up in a room. This female look good. She look like a blonde. Hold up, I know I'm distracted right now. That's funny. Classic male. She was a blonde skinny lady. She was cute. Anyway, so yeah, I want a Hikikomori. Well, looking at her probably is gonna make me not want a Hikikomori for the most part. Anyways, Hikikomori basically is a society of people. Most common in Japan is literally a Japan word, I believe. Or practice, whatever. Or you just stay inside and don't interact with people. No social life, nothing. No dating. Just get old and die. And sit in the room. Don't do nothing. I assume they work only in their house. And that's how they're paying the bills. And they get literally no air, I would assume. Me, I'm thinking about doing the same. The only time I feel like I would just want a Hikikomori and get away from everybody in society and stay up in my room. Or as a matter of fact, to stay in a house by myself in the woods and not interact with literally nobody. The only time I want to do that is because sometimes, you know, I get tired of causing burdens in people's lives. Like, I understand as humans we make mistakes, but I'm trying not to make no mistakes. I understand I'm not perfect or whatever. I'm just saying, like, I don't want to make mistakes, period. Because some mistakes could be very brutal and very life-altering. Like the whole, like the whole me getting food stamps back in 2018 to try and provide for my household back in 2018 for my biological funny, only to get kicked out later. Imagine if I end up staying in that house. I don't know what would have happened. I would have caused a huge burden in there. So I caused a huge burden in that house that day, back in 2018, having food stamps or whatever. So then, if that was a burden that I created, just because I was trying to help the family. Only to find out that food stamps was already being put in the house, but there was never no food in the house. Anyway, so what else? Like one incident, morning or afternoon actually. One incident, I walked inside this person on the curb. I walked inside a thrift store. I got distracted by the piano. I started playing it. I was trying to complete the Mario song or whatever, or Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker 1, the airship thing, Super Mario Bros. Airship thing. I was playing that, trying to, not necessarily perfect it, just play at least one whole entire, part of the song. Like one loop of the song. I managed to only do half of it. And then next year I'm hearing, "Excuse me," which I already know what they was all about. Stop playing, basically. I apologize. Hey, I'm sorry. And that's I got carried away and I walked out. I mean, I wasn't, feeling all like, oh my gosh, like, not necessarily afraid or whatever. It was just more like, if I had my own piano, I wouldn't have to worry about sampling everyone else's piano. Sampling, and it goes farther than just that. If I have my own land and my own animals and stuff like that, and my own technologies and equipment, I can just build everything myself. And then another thing, a few days ago, when I went to Six Flags, being all nervous and stuff like that because I'm over going to be recording on the ride. I'm not really too afraid about recording on the rides because I got my glasses anyway. interacting with people, coming off wrong or whatever. Next thing you know, getting kicked out the park or whatever. That also was another reason why I was all anxious of going to the park. And then my social skills are like crap. Really horrible. I have no idea how to talk to females, let alone start a conversation with people. For the most part, depends. Like, I can't randomly go up to random people and say, hey, what's up? And all that stuff, you know. And especially talking about some Sonic junk. Because most people in the world don't like the stuff I like. All of you know, the video games like, you know, platform video games like mascot characters like Sega and Nintendo. No one want to talk about no science stuff, no time travel and multiverse junk. And even nobody want to even talk about Christianity either. Christian theology either. Yeah, for the most part, things I'm interested in is I just don't want to, you know, be around people, you know? Except the people I'm interested in. But at the same time, that runs with problems. If you want to know what's going on in my book bag, or it's not really a book bag, it's more of a delivery bag. I got like 2 large iced coffees on there, plus whatever's inside my book bag, plus everything else that's on my bike things. That too, so yeah. I need to get some water. Alright. So yeah. And then approaching women and stuff like that, because I'm seeing some thick female in front of me. How you doing? This one was thicker than the other lady, but she's more like fat lining thick. There's that. The other girl was like skinny thick. Technically skinny, but she had enough cake. Anyway, in this, yeah. So, anyways, yeah, approaching females and stuff like that. I don't want to come off wrong, come off as some people, whatever. How you doing? And then the perception of attitudes. I made a whole video on that. Me going to Walmart and people, that Walmart lady, think I was being rude. Just for saying, I'm back. Well, I'm here now. Think I was being rude or sarcastic or whatever. And then sarcasm also is another one. People think I'm trying to be sarcastic or whatever, when in reality, that's not even the case. Sarcasm was a big thing back when I was 12. I was always being called sarcastic every single day. But I never really understood the definition of sarcasm. And even if I was being sarcasm, and let's just say I didn't know, that's the thing I also want to avoid. The problem I have is sinning against man without me knowing. That's the problem I have. Because sinning against man, when I do know it's not so good to do things, you know, do bad things towards people, that's a different story. All I have to do is just simply don't do that. But as far as unintentionally being rude towards people and mean or make people sad or whatever, no, that's the thing I'm trying to eliminate. So the best way I cannot make mistakes on hurting people's feelings and make people mad and stuff like that is just simply stay away from everybody, stay away from society as a whole. That's the best thing I can do. If I had a chance to be in a house by myself in the woods and just be a YouTuber, that would be just fine. Well, Ray, you over here interacting with people online, that's not Hikikomori. In a sense, that is correct. But at least I'm not out there, you know, accidentally harassing people, you know. I'm not trying to do that stuff. And then another thing, you can't be hanging in fast food places and stuff like that. You can't really do all that stuff. You can't hang around certain places real long, because then they're like, oh, you're trespassing, oh, you're loitering, and I'm not feel like dealing with that junk. Nuh-uh. I used to do that a lot back in 2018, because that's one of the time I was really looking for work. I mean, I could have looked for work back at my house back in 2018, but the only reason why I had to stay go inside fast food is because at the time, I didn't have my phone wasn't even activated at the time. I had no money at the time. So I used Text Now Wi-Fi calling. I used that instead. Yeah, I used that instead. At the fast food. So yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. Yeah, that's pretty much it, you know. The main concern I have, I mean, I can approach dudes, hey, what's up, and stuff like that, depending on, you know, how they present themselves or whatever. If I can detect that they're more like me, like nerdy, I put that in quotes, then I approach them more. But if you like gang-like, ghetto-like, that's a different story. I probably won't be approaching you, depending. It really depends. Because who I am and how I am really affects the kind of people I will be around. It all goes down to this. In conclusion, I just don't want to hurt people. With the information I don't know, I don't want to hurt people. And the information I also, the information I don't know that could hurt people, I'm trying to avoid that too. I understand we are human. We're not perfect. I get that. That's fine. But at the same time, while I have the chance to not make mistakes, the best thing I can do is to eliminate it altogether. That's the best way I can do it. Right behind you, ma'am. Right behind you. Right behind you. Hold on, well, I tried to warn her. Anyways. Yeah, I just don't want to hurt people. Like I said, I understand we're human. We always gonna make mistakes. But I'm trying to eliminate that too. I understand, you know, you have to make mistakes in order to grow as a person. I get that part. But I'm just saying, the problem with me and with making mistakes is if I start to panic, like I'm just a horrible person or whatever. I shouldn't exist. I'm a waste of human existence or whatever. Like something is wrong with me. I need to go to the mental hospital and stuff like that. I start really down talking myself when I hurt people's feelings. For the most part. I start really down talking myself whenever I make a mistake and hurt people's feelings and make people mad or whatever. It's already an issue with me and my modern family. They think I'm playing favoritism with parents when in reality I'm not. So the best thing I can do is just simply leave the equation. Since people want to act a fool, people want to act like I'm over here playing favoritism just because I'm not healing like them or, you know, acting like them. That's the thing I do not support. I highly don't support that. So since it's just a get, and then how my life conveniences of how I handle myself, how I dress myself, obviously my modern parents don't like that at all. And members of my childhood and biological family think I don't dress the best, specifically childhood, extended childhood family. So it's just better if I just not participate at all. So just move away from everyone since I can't please people so much. And then on top of that, I got society on top of that. So if I just move away from people, I just do it. But I understand, you know, it's in my DNA. It's biologically wired in me as a human to be around people, to socialize. But me, I have no idea how to socialize. So, and because of that, unfortunately, I'm going to be making a whole bunch of mistakes. Specifically the ones I don't know. That's the thing that's going to suck. Hurting people's feelings and stuff. And that's the thing I'm trying to avoid. So I just want a Hikikomori. I want to just lock myself in a room and never come out. What do you think the whole character of SydeLeaderRay is? I mean, SydeLeaderRay, he doesn't stay away from people. However, he cannot interact with anyone in real life because he's literally in side novel. He's literally a fictional character. SydeLeaderRay, he's the guy I wish I was. SydeLeaderRay, he actually is Jordan in side novel. He was in episode 1 and 2. I mean, he made an appearance in episode 3. But Jordan, he's a confident guy. That's the guy I wish I was. And I literally voiced him. I voiced Jordan. He socialized with Sonic and stuff like that. That's the guy I wish I was. Unfortunately, I can't not make the SydeLeaderRay character real confident and everything. Because it's not accurate in real life. I'm not confident, I'm not confident. I don't have a lot of, swagger and all that stuff. Swag and all that stuff. I don't have all that. And because that makes me look kind of odd. This does make me sound antisocial. I get that. I'm not antisocial. I'm only antisocial if it comes at the expense of constantly hurting people's feelings. And people will say, yes, you know that. When in reality, I literally don't. After multiple times we telling you, Ray, you're doing this, you're doing that. Why? You know what you're doing. Which in reality, I generally feel in my mind, in my brain, I don't know what I'm doing. That's the thing I don't like. When people, keep making mistakes. They say, you know what you're doing, Ray. But in reality, it's not clicking in my brain that I can't see that. Like, what I'm doing is necessarily wrong or whatever. I don't feel like my intentions are never wrong. That's the thing. Yeah, it's coming off as wrong, and they're taking it as wrong. Now they feelings and all that stuff. That's the thing I can't stand. So the best thing I can do is eliminate it altogether. On the Hikikomori, sometimes I want to just move away from everybody. I'm pretty sure y'all can relate. And don't get me started with females approaching females. I'm not going to sit there and be accused of harassment. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.